Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. The Hukamnama today is by Guru Arjan Dev Ji in the SORAT H on Ang 641 of Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Vaheguru Ji Sort Malla Panjwa Kar Dooja Ashtapadiyan Ek Oankar Satgur Prasad. पाठ पढ़ियो और वेद विचारियो निवल भयंगम साधे पंच जना से संग ना छुटक्यो अधिक अहं बुद्ध बाधे पाठ पढ़ियो और वेद विचारियो निवल भयंगम साधे पंच जना से संग ना छुटक्यो अधिक अहं बुद्ध बाधे प्यारे इन विद मिल ना जाई मैं किए कर में अनेका हार पर्यो स्वामी कै द्वार दीजै बुद्ध विवेका रहाओ मोर पयो कर पाती रह्यो नगन फिर्यो बन माही तट तीरथ सब तरती परम्यो दुबदा छुटकै नाही मन कामना तीरथ जाय बस्यो सिर करवत तराए मन की महल न उतरै एह बिद जे लख जतन कराए कनक कामनी हैवर गैवर मोहबिद दान दातारा अन वस्त्र भूम बहु अर्पे नह मिली है हर द्वारा पूजा अर्चा बंधन दंडौत खट कर्मा रत रहता हाँ करत बंधन मह परिया नह मिली है जुगता जोग सिद्ध आसन 84 एपी कर रहया वडी आरजा फिर जन्म हर स्यों संग न गहया राज लीला राजन की रचना करया हुक्म भारा सेज सोहनी चंदन चोआ नरक घोर का द्वारा हर कीरत साध संगत है सिर कर मन कै कर्मा कहो नानक तिस पयो प्राप्त जिस पुरब लिखे का लहना तेरो सेवक एह रंग माता पयो कृपाल दीन दुख पंजन हर हर कीर्तन एह मन राता रहाओ दूजा तेरो सेवक ए रंग माता पयो कृपाल दीन दुख भंजन हर हर कीर्तन एहो मन राता रहाओ दूजा. Sadguru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj is speaking through the SORAT H in the second house in ASHTAPADEES. Asht means 8, Padiya means feet. The Shabad has 8 feet, 8 different parts. And Guru Arjan Dev Ji says, Ik Oankar Sat Guru Prasad. There is one nourishing, creative and destructive power who is Sat, who is true forever, and who is found through the Guru Prasad, through the Guru's grace. Paath padyo aur ved vicharyo nival payangam sadhe. Paath padyo. Padyo means to read. Paath means scriptures. You may read the scriptures, the holy books. Aur ved vicharyo. You may vicharyo, you may understand, and you may contemplate, and you may talk about, and you may do katha of the Vedas, the 4 Vedas. Nival payangam sadhe. Nival payangam. Payangam means like a snake. Nival is breathing techniques. So, like a snake, you sadhe, you practice breathing techniques. You do all these things, but then what happens? Guru Arjan Dev Ji says, Panch janasyo sangana chutkyo adik ahang buddha bade. Panch jana, the panch jana, the 5 people who are with you. Calm, desire, krodh, hatred, lobh, greed, more attachment, ahankar, ego. Syo sangana chutkyo. You do not lose the sang, the company of these people. Chotigyo, you cannot lose them, you cannot escape them, you cannot run away from them, despite doing these paath padyo, these ved vicharyo, and these nival payangam. Adik ahang buddha bade. Maharaj says, in fact, adik, even more, your bade, you are bound down, you are tied down by ahang buddha, by ego and by your pride, your egotistical pride. Pyare, oh my beloved, in bid milna jai. In bid, by these ways, milna jai, you will not be able to miln, to meet Akal Purkh. You will not be able to meet Vaheguru. This isn't the way to go. Main kiye karmaneka. Guruji is saying, I myself kiye karmaneka. I've tried many different, aneka means many. Karam means these types of rituals, these types of things. I've done all these actions. But this isn't the way to meet Waheguru. What is the way? Guru Arjan Dev Ji says in the next line. Maharaj Ji tells us the way not to go, and in the next line tells us what to do. Har paryo. Har means to lose. Paryo. Swami ke dware har. Lose yourself. Swami ke dware, at the dwara, at the door of your Swami, of your Lord. Lose everything that is you. Completely fall down at the door of your Lord. Dijay, and ask for what thing? Dijay buddha bibeka, and beg. Dijay, cry out that Waheguru Ji will bless you with bibek buddh. With bibek buddh. Bibek means pure. Buddha means wisdom, understanding. The purest of understanding, the best understanding. Rahal, Guruji said, pause and think about this. Mon payo kar pati rahyo, nagan phiryo banmahi. Now Guruji talks about all these different ways. Mon payo. Some people remain silent. Mon, they don't speak. Kar pati rahyo. Kar means hands. Pati means to eat out of. Kar pati rahyo. They use their hands as to eat out of, as begging bowls. Nagan phiryo banmahi. Some people phiryo walk around nagan, naked. Banmahi, in the bun, in the forest. Tat tirath, sab tarti parmeo, dubda shutke nahi. Some people go to all, not just to all the tirath, not just to all the places of pilgrimage, but they parmeo, they wander over the sab tarti, all of the world, the whole universe. Dubda shutke nahi, but even after so much wandering around, dubda, their sense of duality, their sense of two, the sense of following your ego but yet still following Waheguru, Shutake Nahi, does not leave them. They do not escape that. Why? Because they're not falling at the feet of Akal Purkh. In their delusion they walk around, but that doesn't mean they'll get any closer. Man kamana tirath jai basyo, sir kar vadatarae. What leads you to a pilgrimage? Man kamana. The reason Guru Sahib is saying why many people go to Tirath pilgrimages is man kamana, is for kamana, desires of the mind, of the man. Tirath jai basyo. You may even go to live basyo at a Tirath, a pilgrimage. You may even sir karvatatarai. There used to be a saw at a place of pilgrimage in India. This was made illegal when the British came to India. But what people used to do was they used to go there and they used to cut themselves in half by this saw. They used to think anyone who cut themselves in half with this saw was going to heaven. So loads of people in Guru Sahib's time would go there to that place of pilgrimage and be sawn in half. And what they used to have to do is they used to have to give all their possessions to the priests, including their wife, their children, their house. And basically it was just a way of making money, because they die and the priest would inherit everything. Guruji is saying you may even offer your sir, your head, to be tarai, to be cut in half by this saw. But manki MEHL na utre ebid. The MEHL, the dirt in your mind, na utre, will not be taken off ebid by doing this. Je lak jatan kara, even if you do it 1,000 times, luck, through 1,000 lifetimes you do it again and again. Kanak kamani haver gaver, bahubid danda tara. And now Guruji is talking about those people who think that money will buy them God. Kanak kamani, you may offer all types of kanak, gold, kamani, women, haver gaver, horses, gaver, elephants. Bahubid dana datara, bahubid, many different types of dan, of gifts you may give. You may give loads of types of gifts. But anabastar poom bahu arpe nah miliye har dwara. Even if you give loads of food, bastar, clothes, poom, and land, bahu arpe, you give up all these things. Nah miliye har dwara. This is not the way to miliya, to meet with Hari. This is not the way which leads to the dwara, the door of Hari, the door of Waheguru. Puja archa bandhan dandot, khat karma rat rehta. You may do lots of puja, archa, bandhan. You may bow your head down to the floor again and again, dandot. You may put your whole body into a bowing ritual. Khat karma rat rehta. You may practice the karma and the rehta of the 6 different Hindu religious houses that Guru Nanak talks about in Chekar, Chegur, Shevdes. You may do all of those 6 religious rituals. But what happens in the end? But in the end, it just increases your ego. And what do? You do you go, I've done this. You become egotistical. You fall into bandhan, into entanglements. By this jugat, by this way, you cannot meet Akal Purkh. Jog Siddh Asan Chaurasi AP Kar Rahya. Maharaj says, even if Jog Siddh, you practice all of the Chaurasi, the 84 postures, the 84 main postures of yoga, and you become a Siddha, you practice all of these to perfection. AP Kar Rahya, even if you did all of these things. Vadi Arja, what happens? Yogically, your life becomes longer. Vadi Arja. Fir janme, but what happens? You're fir janme, you're reincarnated again and again. Harsyo Sangana Gahya. You do not go into the Sang, into the company of Hari, of Akal Purkh. Raj Leela Rajan ki rachna, Karya Hukam Apara. You may be a Raja. You may have all Raj Leela. You may have all the Leela, all the pleasures, all the enjoyments of being a king. Rajan ki rachna. You may have all of your splendor, all of your kingly possessions. Karya Hukam Apara. And when you do a hukam, when you issue a challenge, and when you issue a command, no one will challenge you. No one will say anything against your command. But Guru Sahib Ji then says, Sej Sohani, Chandan Chua, Nark Kor Ka Dwara. But without Akal Purkh, without falling at the feet of Akal Purkh, Sej Sohani, this beautiful bed that you lie on, Chandan Chua, which is perfumed, which has the fragrance of sandalwood, Nark Kor Ka Dwara, will lead you to the gate, the Dwara of the Kor, the deepest hell. Guruji says in Sukhmani Sahib, Sagal Srisht ko Raja Dukhiya. Even the king of the world is Dukhiya, is pained. Let's take someone who's not the king of the world. A very small king. The recent Prime Minister Tony Blair. If you look at him, a recent day example, he's still stressed. He's still not happy, even though he commanded the whole of the UK to some extent. He was the king, he was the Prime Minister of this place. He issued the orders, which no one challenged. But even he suffered from pain. Har Kirat, Saadh Sangat hai, Sir Karman Kay Karma. Now Guruji tells us what is the highest thing to do. What is the Sir Karman Kay Karma? The head of all actions, the best of all actions. What is it? Har Kirat. To sing the Kirat, the praise of Hari, of Vaheguru in the Saadh Sangat. That is the greatest thing to do. But Guru Arjan Dev Ji says, Kaho Nanak, tis payo parapat, jis purab likhe ka lehna. Kaho Nanak, Nanak says, that person, parapat, obtains this gift, jis to whom, purab likhe ka lehna, who has the preordained destiny to receive it, who has the destiny, the purab likhiya, to receive it. And in the last two lines, Guru Arjan Dev Ji says, Tero sevak ihrang mata, your servant, ihrang mata, is intoxicated in this rang, in this color of love of yours. Payo Kirpal Deen Dukh Panjan Har Har Kirtane Haman Rata. Payo Kirpal. When the Deen Dukh Panjan, when the one who destroys the pain of the Deen, of the lowly and the meek, was Kirpal upon me, was merciful, then what happened? Har Har Kirtane Haman Rata. My mind became absorbed, Rata, in the Har Har Kirtan, in the singing the praises of Akal Purkh, Rahav Duja. The second point of pause, and the second point that we have to think over. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj has beautifully described to us today all the things which will not take us towards Akal Purkh, and the one thing which will take us, which is falling at the feet of Akal Purkh and saying, Sagal Dwar ko shad ke, Gahe Toharo Dwar bahenge kilajas, Gobind Das Dwar, as Guru Gobind Singh beautifully put in the end of the Charitras. Maharaj is telling us that there is no other way. Har Priyo Swami ke dware is the only way. प्यारे इन विद मिल न जाई मैं किए करने का हार प्रयो स्वामी कै द्वारा दीजै बुद्ध विवेका रहाओ खुशियां दे जकारे गजावे ने आलो जावे ਸਾਹਿਬ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜੀ ਸ਼ਹੀਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਸਰਤਾਜ ਦੇ ਮਨ ਨੂੰ ਭਾਵੇ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਗੁਰਬਰ ਅਕਾਲ ਦੇਗ ਤੇਗ ਫਤਿਹ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ।